So we're on to the Quindle Terminal Development Agreement, and Chip's going to give us a short intro, and then we're going to move forward.
Okay. My short intro is only to say we had a chance to brief the Planning and Development Committee this last Thursday on this. So Vanessa has put together a PowerPoint presentation. We're going to walk you through it and hopefully bring this to a final conclusion here tonight.
Okay, good evening, Council President, members of the committee. Once again, my name is Vanessa Dolby, current planning manager. This is a recommendation on the land use entitlements and development agreement for the Quindle Terminals land use project. And I've put together this presentation under the assumption that the committee is fairly familiar with the project because we were here recently. If you do have questions, please feel free to ask. By way of history, the application came in 2009. It was determined complete in 2010. In March of 2017, between 2010 and 2017, a lot happened, but we ended up in what we call an enhanced alternative proposal that's associated with a development agreement. It's a mixed-use project with retail, restaurant, residential uses, parking spaces, and including a 1.3-acre public park on Lake Washington. That proposal went through the environmental review process, and a consistency analysis was issued in March 20th. And then, as I mentioned, we were here at Committee of the Whole and at City Council on April 3rd, where the council did decide to allow the hearing examiner to hold the public hearing on the development agreement. So there would be one consolidated public hearing process on both the land use entitlements and the development agreement. So since that date, we did hold that hearing on April 18th in front of the hearing examiner. And the hearing examiner has now provided a recommendation back to the full city council, and that is dated May 9th. And his recommendation, in short, is to approve the land use entitlements as well as approve the development agreement, subject to some minor modifications, as noted in conclusion law B2. I can get into what those are if you would like. However, just to provide you a little bit of background on the public hearing, the applicant did attend the public hearing and provided some testimony from their project team professionals, as well as the property owner and the project contact. They also included some updated exhibits or renderings of the development that they envision it looking like after the conditions and the development agreement is implemented, as the renderings we had before did not reflect that. So here's just a graphic for you. And then also here's a site plan. In this site plan, you can see the park space in it's upper left-hand corner of your slide, but it's technically the southwest, as well as the yellow, which is the additional commercial space that would be added along the water side for retail or restaurant uses, et cetera. And then we had 18 people of the public attend the public hearing. Of those, 5 people did testify, and I've broken out kind of some of the comments, but in short, of those 5 people, there were 2 people that did speak in favor of a project, and if you've been to many land use hearings before, it's fairly rare to see folks speak in favor of a project. So I found that quite interesting. There's been a lot of changes along the way. But in short, some of the concerns were traffic on Lake Washington and view impacts. People wanted to see the site cleaned up because it's an EPA Superfund site. People were in support. There was some comments in support of the development agreement and the enhanced alternative. And then people liked the larger shoreline setback and the beautification enhancements that have happened through the project as it's moved along. So that's a brief summary of some of the comments. Here tonight, we are asking that the Committee of the Whole make a recommendation to the full City Council for tonight's meeting. And I have a committee report prepared for you. That recommendation is as prepared, is to recommend concurrence with the hearing examiner's recommendation and also to further read a resolution regarding the matter for the adoption of the development agreement. And all these entitlements, if approved, would be followed by a 21-day appeal period. And that's my 5 minutes. Any questions?
That was 5
That
minutes.
was 5 minutes.
Fantastic. Nice.
Good job.
We don't have any questions.
Nope.
We've all been through this one.
Reading the hearing examiner's letter.
All right.
Okay. I think that's it.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Chip.
You're welcome.
No.
But do we have anything else?
I think we're done. I think we're adjourned until 7
Okay,
o'clock.
I was waiting for you to say it. We were all sitting here.
We're all
like-
being very respectful
Yeah.
in case you had some of the.
I was answering Miss President's question. Okay, we're adjourned until 7 o'clock.